Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Um, so I just want to double down on my claims I made this weekend about Mungia being set up. And first, I want to say we'll be in Maryland at the Harbor, National Harbor. So feel free to hit me. I need my popcorn. This is like cutting weight dessert. You know what Anyways, man. I'll be in National Harbor next week for the Russell JoJo Diaz fight, and moment of truth is here. So, but I just want to double down, and I just want Oscar to know, and Golden Boy to know that they got employees on their staff that don't even respect them. They'll never find out who it is or what they do because I wouldn't even tell my best friend my mole. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't because I don't want it to get out. Uh, and you know what I mean? But I'm going to read you some text from a Golden Boy employee. All right. And I'm going to show you guys that I'll block the number. See if I can block the number. And you guys can see. Well, you guys see the text. Okay, good. All right. So, anyways, you guys saw the text. Anyways, heads up, your assessment on Ali getting set up was correct. Talked to a fighter inside Golden Boy, and yes, sir, that was exactly what happened. Apparently, Oscar heard Ali allegedly was talking to Eddie Hearn about a deal, so Oscar got pissed. Oh, man. And you guys know I bat 1,000, so the only one you guys thought I was wrong on was Eddie Hearn and Eddie Hearn about the Kell Brook fight, but he was going to blame it on the the unavailability of a venue. Remember, he had to go before the board and all that, but it ended up going through, and he got the venue, and that was a place. And these are all facts, and we'll never know the truth. He'll refute it to the day he died. But in silence, he'll probably say, how the hell you get all this information? So moving forward, so at the end of the day, Oscar is becoming increasingly jealous of Eddie Hearn and his, what's it called, the transatlantic takeover. That sounds like a slave trade, doesn't it? Well, you know what I mean? The transatlantic railroad, the transatlantic slave trade, you know. But I just want you guys to know that. I'm on it. I got so many stories to tell you guys, man. So I'm doing this with my face live so you guys can see the text that I'm reading. And but I just want you guys to know information. So everything that goes on in Golden Boy, I'm going to find out. And it's nothing Oscar and them can do about it because they don't know who it is. He don't know if it's a male. He don't know if it's a female. You know what I mean? So we're going to have some fun with this, man. And that goes to show you, man, boxing fans, man, you're accountable for everything that you do. Because I don't know who's listening to these videos. I just know the amount of people who's listening to these videos. And I guess they trusted me enough to reach out to me and let me know that what the hell is going on because maybe they're underpaid. Or maybe they just, at the end of the day, just don't respect Oscar. They're a disgruntled employee. I have no idea, but I appreciate them reaching out to me and giving me the information. I've been conversing with them through text all day, and I have proof that they work for Golden Boy and all this, and you know, and so anyways, man, moving forward, it's gonna be a good day. So I'm gonna get all the skinny, and I'll let you guys know. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button so let you know that Oscar is he'll get more and more increasingly jealous of Eddie Hearn because he's going to take his HBO dates. He's going to take his HBO budget because he'll have the cachet. You understand? Like Saddam Ali versus Mungia is not at Turning Stone is not where you want to be. You understand? Mauricio Herrera being the main event on ESPN is not where ESPN wants to be. So it's either at the end of the day, it's either going to be Canelo or Blasco. You know, and his off the court, excuse me, I just watched the basketball game. His out of the ring antics is doing nothing but cutting the budget for Golden Boy fighters with his inability to draw in sponsors and endorsement deals for his actual fighters outside of Canelo. And just to substantiate this point, JoJo Diaz doesn't have a major sponsor, and one would argue he's the best boxer on staff. He is the One would argue he is the best boxer on Golden Boy's fatigue. So, anyways, man, there's gonna be a lot going on this weekend, and I'm gonna do my best. You guys know I always do, and we're gonna see if we can get these questions answered, and I'm gonna be in that grill. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna be a very interactive weekend. It's gonna be hopefully, not a means to an end, but we moving forward with our progression in terms of getting answers from Golden Boy while they so disrespectful in terms of those emails um, and just a disdain. No, I wouldn't say disdain because I don't know that because that means I'm placing something upon them, but their inability to attract black athletes and more importantly, their inability to sustain them. I've had a lot of private conversations with fighters, and I just don't want to disclose the information because some of the information it pinpoints who they are. So you only can speak in broad terms. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that's typically who Golden Boy has become. The Saddam Ali, and let me speak to a lot of fighters, man. The Saddam Ali debacle, or listen, Earl Spence is a clean cut guy. I have the utmost, he's that dude, man. He's a clean cut guy, means well. Only he's every word that comes out of his mouth is pretty much of value. And his character when he can look Jamel Charlo in the eye on his live social media and say, man, he's a black fighter. We got to uplift our black fighters. So that tells you his character. That tells you where he comes from. And when Earl Spence tweets he was straight set up, why wouldn't you believe Earl Spence? I mean, you don't have to believe me. I've only been 99% right with you guys in terms of telling you guys what the hell is going on in boxing, especially as it relates to Triple G. I've been spot on with Triple G. 1,000%. I've been spot on with Golden Boy the last 4 months. So, but as I digress back into Earl Spence, I mean, you have to value his word. You have to value his assessment. He was on the same Olympic team. If I'm not mistaken, he was on the same Olympic team with Saddam Ali. And I believe Saddam Ali fought at 32, if I'm not mistaken. You guys help me out with that. And so they've known each other for quite some time, and they've competed against each other. And obviously, they've been in camps together in terms of amateur status. So value Earl Spence's word. If you guys don't want to believe me, Leonard Ellaby said the same thing. And Leonard Ellaby is a guy that always pleads the fifth when it comes to critiquing someone in public. He's a very professional dude. And you got to respect his grind. Remember, 13, 14 years ago, he was holding an ice pack in Floyd Mayweather's corner. And you got to, without a doubt, respect his ascension. Whether you respect him on his opinion on what his relationship with Floyd, outside of that, but I think 100% of us real recognize real at the end of the day, and we can do nothing but respect his ascension from being a second in the corner to now being the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and and him carrying himself like a gentleman. He was in a line of fire with Adrian Broner, right? And he did nothing but be a great man in that instance, because I know I know a lot of people, I mean, may have confronted Adrian Broner on that stage, on that DS, yeah, man. So these two guys' opinions outside of my own has value. And Earl Spence only speaks when spoken to, and only speaks when everything Earl Spence says has value. You know what I mean? So I would lean on him saying the same thing that I'm echoing his sentiments, or vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, shout out to Earl Spence for speaking the truth. Shout out to Leonard Ellaby for speaking truth. And we're going to keep this ball going. We're going to keep their hand to the fire. I have so many stories for you guys, man. So many as it relates to them, man. So if I can get them all out tonight, that'll be good because it'll only create storylines leading into this week of the fight. So, uh, uh, anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. I thoroughly and completely appreciate you guys. If you guys are in the Baltimore area and you guys are coming to the weigh-in, feel free to email me, FHAW17, or the quicker way is just to DM me on Instagram. It goes directly to my phone, but don't put in the comment section. Well, you can. I appreciate the interaction, but I don't, like you guys say, I don't get the comments anymore on my phone. I get hundreds of comments a day now, thanks to you guys, and so I want you guys to hit me in my DM on Instagram. If you're coming to the fight, I would love to shake your hand and personally tell you thank you, because I know I have a strong presence in Baltimore. So in that, all along that 95, I genuinely believe I have a strong presence. So if you're coming down from Brooklyn going to Gary Russell, if you're coming up from Virginia going to Gary Russell, hit me. You know what I mean? All along that 95. You know, I remember crossing the Chesapeake Bay Bridge when I was a kid, man, with my grandfather. So that 95 has sentimental value to me. You know, my grandfather was the most important man in my life. You know what I'm saying? So we used to catch the 95 from Harlem, or come across the GW Bridge. Oh no, we would go through the Lincoln Tunnel, but come back across the GW Bridge because we lived in Harlem, and then get on the 95, pay our toll, get on the 95, and head down to Portsmouth, Virginia. You know what I mean? And that was my summer. That's how I spent my summers as a kid, man, in the 90s. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna be on that Eastern Peninsula soon, man. So I always get like excited. You know, it makes me feel good. But as I digress back into this, the topic of this conversation. So Ali was set up for a couple of reasons, and Oscar will be increasingly more jealous of Eddie Hearn, because he's going to steal his HBO dates without a shadow of a doubt, because he doesn't have the stable of fighters. And you guys are going to say Eddie Hearn doesn't have the stable of fighters. Those are true, but Eddie Hearn got money. Eddie Hearn got money. He can overpay for any fighter right now. You understand? And I don't know if they'll do a 2-fight deal, a 3-fight deal, and you still keep your promotion. But we're just basically the investor. We're investing in this fight, and we take everything. We take merchandising, we take ticket sales, we take pay-per-views, we take endorsement deals. We just pay you a closeout deal, an all-in, whatever it is, $3 million or $4 million versus what you could have gotten paid before. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Peace.